When my mother passed away, I inherited her old house. It wasn't just bricks and walls. It was the place I grew up in, the kitchen where she taught me to cook, the garden where she used to hum old songs, and the living room where every holiday was celebrated with warmth. Selling it was never an option in my mind. It was a piece of her, the only piece I had left. My wife, Claire, didn't see it that way. She'd been restless for months, talking about wanting to break free from her job and finally pursue her dream of starting her own business. At first, I supported her idea. I told her I'd help with market research, networking, whatever I could. But when she presented her plan, it turned out to be little more than a glossy Pinterest board and a vague vision of an online boutique. No business plan, no financial projections, nothing concrete. Still, I thought she'd refine it with time. Instead, she dropped the bombshell one evening over dinner. "I need real capital to launch this," she said, tapping her glass of wine with her nail. "And we have the perfect solution. Sell your mom's house." I nearly choked on my food. "What?" I stared at her, thinking she was joking. "You're just sitting on it, Alex. It's not like we live there. It's just wasted. If you sell it, we'll have enough to launch properly. Imagine the freedom, the life we could build." Her words stung. To her, my mother's memory was wasted. I tried to explain gently, then firmly, that the house wasn't about money for me. It was sacred, irreplaceable. But she waved her hand, dismissing me. "You're being sentimental. This is about our future. Your mom wouldn't want you clinging to an empty building when we could be successful." I didn't know what hurt more, her disrespect toward my mother or her entitlement to something that was never hers. The argument stretched on for weeks. Claire kept bringing it up, sometimes in casual tones, sometimes in heated shouting matches. She accused me of not supporting her dreams, of holding her back. She even suggested that maybe I cared more about a dead woman than my living wife. That night, I slept in the guest room. The distance between us grew. She started coming home later, scrolling endlessly through her phone, whispering on calls she didn't want me overhearing. My gut twisted. Something was off. One afternoon, I visited my mom's house, just to breathe, to feel close to her. The minute I stepped into the living room, memories rushed over me. I sat in her armchair and realized I would never, ever sell this place. Not for any dream, not for any amount of money, but I also realized something else. Claire wasn't just asking. She was planning. The confirmation came sooner than I expected. I got home one evening and found Claire on a video call. She didn't notice me right away. Her voice was animated, excited, like I hadn't heard in weeks. "Once the house is sold, we'll have at least $300,000 in cash flow. That's enough to cover the website, inventory, marketing, and our salaries for the first year. No investors needed. It's perfect." My heart sank. She wasn't talking to a friend. She was talking to a man. "Babe," she said, smiling into the screen, "once this takes off, we'll finally have the life we deserve." I stepped into the room. "Babe?" She froze. The color drained from her face. She fumbled to end the call, but it was too late. I had seen everything. "Who was that?" I asked, my voice low. She stammered something about a business mentor, but I knew better. The way she had leaned in, the intimacy in her tone, this wasn't mentorship. This was betrayal. I didn't shout. I didn't throw things. I simply said, "Pack your bags." She gaped at me, eyes wide. "Alex, wait, you're overreacting." "No. You wanted my mom's house. You wanted my inheritance. And now I see you wanted someone else too. Pack your bags." For the first time, she looked rattled. She tried to guilt-trip me, plead. but I was numb. I walked out, drove straight to my mom's house, and stayed there for the night. The next morning, my phone exploded with messages from Claire, from her family, even from her so-called business partner, who had the audacity to text me about being reasonable. I blocked them all. Weeks passed. The divorce papers were filed. Claire fought hard for her share, but the house was untouchable. It was inherited property, not marital. The judge made it clear she had no claim. She left the courtroom furious, muttering that I'd regret this, that I had destroyed her future. But as I drove back to my mom's house, the sun streaming through the old stained glass windows she loved, I felt a weight lift from me. Claire had shown me who she really was. Someone who saw my grief as currency, my memories as capital. Losing her wasn't a loss at all. I sat in the living room, the quiet humming around me, and whispered, "Thanks, Mom. You saved me again." And for the first time since she died, I felt at peace.